You hear that shit? The birds out there. Really freaky. I wish I would have pushed the button. I went to push the button, and then the bird started cawing, so I didn't because I got made me jump. And then I pushed the button too late. I wish I had pushed the button when I did because the birds would have been in the beginning of this all the way. Ugh. So anyway, Nick is amazing too. I like going back to drinking some good amount of reviews. I like it. So we have the remake from 2009 of The Last House on the Left. And to keep this simple, I have not seen the original. I have no interest in seeing the original. That being said, I wasn't really interested in this. But a friend of mine brought this over back when it first came out on home video. And we watched it. And I was like, he's like, you want to watch this? I'm like, I don't know. Because I knew what it was about. He's like, come on. I'm like, I don't know. He goes, how about this? Because it could be weird watching this together. How about you borrow it and then watch it fine. So I watched it alone, which is what you should do. Do not watch this with your family. Do not watch this with your wife. This is not like something you want to watch with a bunch of people. Even if you watch it with a friend of yours. I've watched it with a friend of mine, and even yeah. So, Bird again. So, yeah, it's just, so the story, if you don't know, is that this family is going on vacation at this house that they have on the lake. And the daughter goes off to meet a friend in town, and they come across this guy whose dad, question mark, is a criminal who just escaped. And because of this, they rape and murder the girls. Well, they murder one girl and rape and leave the other one for dead. It happens to be, our main girl is the one that's raped and left for dead. And then a storm starts, and the group of killers take refuge at the house that happens to be owned by the parents. And the parents will take revenge, which is the best part of this movie. Let me tell you, the first half of this movie is, well, it's uncomfortable, I would say. And it also made me think, watching it this time. I think I've seen the movie about three, 4 times. I watched it, bought it from a friend of mine, watched it. And then I watched it with Eric, because he bought the Blu-rays. We were watching it, and he's a Breaking Bad fan, and we both didn't even realize that Aaron Paul was in this, because I didn't recognize him from before. And then that was a little awkward watching it with someone else. And then I watched it when I first bought this DVD. I watched it, and now here. So it's not one you can rewatch. Although I can rewatch the final act of this movie over again. It's just so cool. First and foremost, what caught me this time was how what they do to these girls is unnecessary, man. Like, I get it. The big reason why they do this is because the guy doesn't want to be recognized. Because just escaped from jail, doesn't want to be recognized. They have a newspaper there, but doesn't mean they saw it. So, if you're in this situation, and you're a criminal, you already know you're going to go to jail, just kill them. You don't need to do what you were doing with them. You don't need to rape them, or any of that. Just fucking shoot them. Take them out to the woods, shoot them, throw their bodies in the river. That's all you got to do. And you're free, and you move on to the next town. But for the purpose of this film, they have to do something terrible enough for the parents to want to get revenge. So, yes, we have the rape scene, which is tough to watch. Matter of fact, I was in the other room during this. and I turned the sound off, which is really weird because the sound was off. I guess I didn't want to see it, but I didn't want to fast forward it or anything because I wanted an actual progression of the film. So I just went in the other room, turned the sound off, went in the other room, came back out when it was over. Or, well, not right when it was over. It was a little bit afterwards because I didn't know how long the scene was, but it was long. Don't get me wrong. But, yeah. Not, I'm pretty sure it's not as bad as the original one was. Maybe, but it's just... I remember the first time I watched it, I was just like... This is a little much. And I watched the rated cut both times, every time, because you gotta rate it for more gore. But I think they added more to it, that as well. And I don't know. But I like the gore. So I did it for the gore. And another thing is she gets away. And they show at the beginning of this film, she's a swimmer. So she starts swimming in this lake to get to the other side. And they're firing a gun at him. And there's two things that happen. There's two things I want to point out here that should have happened but didn't. Number one is that the gun should have run out of bullets. He's firing this thing. It's a little gun. Guns can only have 6 bullets in them, and he fires off more than 6 bullets. And then, at least, because I think who's to say he had a full barrel anyway? You know what I mean? But that always seems to be the case in movies, that they're always loaded, all 6 in a row are in the gun, like in Final Destination 2. Like, why would you completely have your gun? Especially if you're a cop, I see it, but if you're these guys that are on the run, you have a full barrel gun, really? I don't know. And when the bullet hits her, she's too far off. She's too far out she's out of range. There's no way that bullet would have hit her. She's too far out into the lake for it to even reach her. I find that to be bullshit. Watching this time, and I'm like, did she get hit? She's too far out, and she gets hit, and I'm like, bullshit. She's too far out. There's no way. But then she has to get shot so that, you can find her later. And it's this storm that comes in that washes her away. And then the storm comes, and they have to take refuge at this house. And from this moment on, it's pure tension because they find the body. Once they find the body, it's like, oh, shit. Because, the kid, he sees the picture on the fridge. No one else does, but he does. He doesn't say anything. So, pardon me. That's why I had a little TB here to blow my nose. There's a moment, and the dad, who's a doctor, examines her, and he finds out she's been raped, and then he finds out about the bullet, and then the kid leaves the necklace around a coffee cup or something, and she finds it. She's like, she was wearing this, and he's like, she was raped, and he takes the bullet out, stuff like that. And then we get to the kills, because there's a scene, and I think it's done very good. And I thought this scene was very good before. Watching it this time, there's something I realized. So he's in there. Aaron Paul comes down stairs, and because the one guy, Garrett Dillahunt's character, he was asleep, and the girl's in the shower for ever, and so then, even though it's storming outside, and you shouldn't take a shower when it's storming outside, I don't know, but he comes down and he's asking for wine, and he's flirting with the wife, and she's like, oh, my husband's passed out upstairs, even though he's down in the basement, scrounging around, or outside or somewhere, scrounging around for weapons to use, and so he's flirting with her and everything, and he's like, she gives him a bottle of wine. He's like, well, you want me to chug this? She goes, oh, here. And she gives him the glasses and stuff. And he turns around and he goes into this other room. And he sees the girl laying there. And the look on his face is all... But what I realized this time, it's actually a double meaning in this scene. Not only is he seeing that she is there, that it's their daughter, that, he's connecting the dots, but she is also realizing that the people who did this to her are in the house. I think that's fantastic. It's both realizations happening at the exact same time. And then he gets a bottle to the back of the head, and she drowns him in the dishwater by also using the incinerator, as you could call it, the garbage disposal, to grind his hand, which should be worse off. They could have done a little more gore, especially for the unrated version, but it's fine. So Aaron Paul is dead with one last bitch, and then he does say "son of a bitch" before she hits it in the head with the bottle, but it's not the same. So next is the girl in the shower, and this female character is only in this film to show her tits. She's supposed to be the Garrett Dillahunt's girlfriend in this movie. And, the first time, we see her with Aaron Paul and they break him out, but the first time we see her after that, she walks into the room, takes her top off, puts on another top. And then we see she's in the shower here, and then she gets killed, and we come back to that body later, and her tits are just hanging out. This girl's job was to show her tits. They're nice tits, by the way. And the way that they kill off Garrett Dillahunt, some say, it doesn't make any sense. You can't use a microwave with the door open. I teased this earlier in the film too, but he's trying to repair this. I don't know if you noticed this, but he sticks something in the thing that there's a thing, a little hole or something that tells the microwave that the door is closed. He sticks a screwdriver or something in there, wedges it in there so that it believes that it's shut. That's how it works. Watch the movie, pay attention. Because I watched the review, I'm not going to say whose review, but he called that out, and I'm like, did you not watch that scene? Did you not pay attention? Because he stuck something in there so it would work. And he sticks the guy's head in there, and I like how because he's a doctor, right? He cuts certain parts of his back and stuff to paralyze him, so he can't move. He sticks his head in there, turns it on, and then it's fantastic. I love that kill. Even though it doesn't make any sense. And then the film ends with them on a boat going to the hospital, I assume. But the biggest problem I have here, not problem, but the biggest question I leave is, where's this going to end for the family? Because I'm pretty sure both of them are going to go to jail or at least have a court date. Because I know why they did it and what it means to them that they did it. But it's still murder. I know they're criminals. I know they're killers and rapists. But it's still murder. Also, Spencer Treat Clark's character, the kid, I'm going to call him that. His name, I don't know. He's just with them. Now, he's proved that he's innocent in all this. And I'm pretty sure Mary corroborated. He didn't do anything to stand up to them. But he's pretty much innocent. They wanted to force him to rape Mary, but he wouldn't do it. All he wanted to do was have some friends. And this is what he gets. So I don't know what's going to go on with him either. Is he going to be thrown into... How old is he here? Supposed to be. I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be high school age at least. I don't know. But I always find that weird that they just show him on the boat with him. Really? They took him with them? I understand that he's not fully responsible, but he didn't do anything to stop them. But in the end, this is one of the better horror remakes out there. I can't tell you if it's better than the original, because I really don't know if I ever will watch the original. But I can tell you, it's a pretty damn good movie. And I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. So that's 3 movies I have in here that's a 9 out of 10. I haven't got the perfect one yet. But there's still 3 movies left. But I don't think Mama is going to be the perfect one. It's probably not a 9 out of 10. But, so, yeah. Let's pull out Blu-ray, and it's really only one of two that we could be, and... Oh. Okay. Alright, so it's The Call with Lin Shaye and Tobin Bell. So that's the next one I'll be doing. I'll go ahead and write that down then. Which means, the next one after that will be The Beach House. And Mama will be the last one I do. I don't know if I'll get those done today. Because like I said, Big Up to Radio is coming over and he doesn't like the horror films. But, I don't know, I got 3 left. Maybe one tomorrow, maybe the last 2 on Friday. Who knows? But let me know your comments. Let me know your thoughts on Last House on the Left remake in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.